So I've been using my Steam Deck for over a month now, and I know there's plenty of like other reviews and videos on it already, but in this video I just wanted to share my own personal opinions and reviews on it after being AQ free. And I've been using it thoroughly, like testing emulators on it, playing demanding games, indie games, and yeah, so this video is just going to be my personal opinion on it and what anyone remaining in Q3 or Q4 can expect once they get their Steam Deck. I can promise you, you're going to love it. I'm just going to say right now, it's surpassed my expectations in every way imaginable. Now, the best thing, like the reason why most people would get a Steam Deck is because, well, it's a handheld PC. So that means the added versatility of a PC, like all the tinkering that comes with it. If you are a tinkerer, this is your dream console. Like, you could use it as a desktop, you can dock it to a PC, you can multitask on it. Heck, you can even like run Adobe Premiere on it or Photoshop. So it's not just a gaming console, you can do anything you can think of. It's a Linux operating system, so if you're familiar with using that, then you'll get off you'll find it really easy. But personally, I was new to Linux, but I was surprised at how well a new user like me managed to use it and like get used to it quickly. When you are in game mode, you have the Steam OS system, so it looks at like your console. They've laid it out in a way to make it very easy for like an average user. For example, here's all my installed games. If you press the Steam button here, you can bring up all the other places like friends, media, downloads, like the store, for example. But at the moment I have no internet connection, but yeah, so that's that. But my favorite feature is when you press these little three dots here, it will bring up like your battery, the estimated battery life left. You can control the brightness, the audio as well, easier here, your mic, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and all those things. Night mode, you can change the rumble feature and everything. But where the magic happens is here. In the performance overlay menu, you can, if you look at the top left here, you can, for example, if you put it at 1, you can just see like a frame rate counter. You can see if the more higher you go, the more information you're going to get on everything. So right now, let me put it here. Yeah, you can see the temperature of the game, like how the device, the frame rate, the battery usage, everything like that. If you press the Steam button, you can bring up like also like the controller settings and everything. You can customize any button you like. So you also have these back puddles here for extra like any buttons you want to map to it. You can use the trackpads as well here. So I like, for first person shooters, I find these to be really like usable, and it helps improve my aim in a lot of ways. They're clickable as well, so for desktop mode you can use them as a mouse, and it also has a built-in gyro as well. So if these thumbsticks are touch supported, so if you hold both of them at once, you'll activate the gyro feature. You can also, if you go here, don't know what those noises are, but you can also, yeah, check any like controller layouts made by Steam or the developers themselves, or go to community layouts. Obviously, I don't have Wi-Fi here, but you can download like other people's layouts that they have made for you. Over here, you can also change, like set the frame rate limit. So you, for example, to save battery life, or like when it comes to like some, like for example like games that don't really require too much frame rates and stuff, you can lower it. For example, if I put a 60, I find that 40 FPS is really smooth as well, helps save more battery life. You can also change these settings here, such as half rate shading, thermal power, manual GPU clock control, and one of my favorite features is the FSR mode. So some games you can put the resolution much lower and still like you can make the game look sharp through FSR. The sweet spot is around like level 3 to level 4. So when it comes to speakers and sound quality, the Steam Deck has probably one of the best handheld front-facing punchy speakers I've heard, like out of all the handhelds. As an example here, I'll put it close to the mic and show you. This is in full volume. I would go as far as to say that most of the time I don't even use headphones with this, whereas for example if it came to the Switch, usually I use headphones because I just found it too quiet and a little tinny for my taste. But for this it has really nice sound quality. So the Steam Deck has a 16:10 aspect ratio, 1280 x 800 native resolution. It's a, well, personally from my opinion, it's a nice display. It has really nice colors and it's 60 Hz, but when it comes to the Switch, specifically the Switch OLED, I would say that obviously that has the nicest display. The blacks in that is impressive, and I used to own that before this, and yeah, I found that display to be amazing. There are ways, workarounds to make the display like really saturated and more colorful like the Switch OLED, but for what it is and what they have managed to pack in here, I'm more than satisfied with the display. It's no Switch OLED, but it comes really damn close to it. Now when it comes to the build quality and like the controls on the Steam Deck, you will not find a more premium feeling controller or like build quality in any other handheld. The thumbsticks, unlike a certain other console, you are not going to find it to start drifting, and I have to give credit for Valve with just how user-friendly they are. Like almost anything here you can through iFixit you can repair it. And it's quite easy as well. Like I've already installed a SSD on it, and if you want to you can easily do it as well. You just unscrew them and it's very modular. So if your buttons, if they ever find like issues on it, you can easily replace the thumbsticks and buttons as well. Now the main highlight in my opinion is the trackpads. I found them very usable when it comes to like FPS games or RTS games, like for example the like Age of Empires franchise. I've been playing it a lot on the Steam Deck, and I know you might think that, oh, you need a mouse and keyboard for it, but I found it very usable for this. But yeah, so the trackpad is extremely useful when it comes to RTS games or first-person shooter games. When it comes to fighting, my only complaint is the D-pad doesn't really seem to be designed for like diagonal movement. So for fighting games I quite struggled with the D-pad, but surprisingly enough the trackpad made up for it. Like when I was playing Injustice 2, I was using the trackpad to play the fighting game, and it performed better than a D-pad. Lastly, I wanted to talk about the battery life on the Steam Deck, and it's gonna depend on like what kind of user you are. So if you want to play games and like at the best graphics or really demanding games, then expect your battery life to be around like 1 to 2 hours at best. Valve did say that games range from like battery life ranges from 2 to 8 hours, so that's gonna depend. Like, so if you're just playing like indie games, yeah, you can, for example, I was playing Dead Cells and I got around like 6 hours in that game. Or like, yeah, other older games like Dishonored, Age of Mythology, and yeah, like smaller games like that, they also got me around like 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours. Skyrim, heavily modded, gave me maximum of like 3 hours with over 200 mods. So yeah, like I'm satisfied, I'm happy with it. Like I can't really expect much more. It's a first generation console, and yeah, I'm more than happy with it. Just maybe if in the future they make like a new Steam Deck, the one area I just want to see an improvement on is just maybe a bigger battery life. Other than that, I found the display really great, the controls are just beyond good, the performance has surpassed my expectations, and yeah, I'm more than happy with it. So some of my favorite games that I've been trying on the Steam Deck is the Batman Arkham trilogy. I love those games growing up, and Batman's my favorite character. So revisiting them and playing them at 60 FPS on a handheld has just been a really great experience. And if I pause it here, I will show you some other games that I've been like trying out a lot. So some RTS games like the Age of Empires franchise, I love playing that on here. Some old games like Bully, for example, Bioshock, Borderlands, Deus Ex. Skyrim, I probably have the most hours in it because being able to play it modded on a handheld is a great experience. But yeah, like I've been playing a huge variety of games, like fighting games like Injustice 2 runs really well, Hades, Shadow of Mordor, Witcher, and yeah, I have a huge Steam library of 149 games. And even though some games say that it's unsupported, I tried the unsupported games and they run really well as well. Like, so just in case you think that, oh, it's just the playable games that run well on the Steam Deck, don't lose hope. Like, if you play those unsupported games as well, the unsupported icon, I found that most of them tend to work just fine if you just download a Proton that makes it compatible with the Steam Deck. When it comes to the price, the price of the Steam Deck, Valve has made 3 different options for you. So this here is the 512 gig model, the biggest storage, because I like to carry around all my games. I also have a 512 gig SD card inside of it. It's surprisingly, the SD card loading speeds and everything is pretty similar to the SSD in most games that I've tested. So they've done a good job there. But yeah, this is the 549 pound model, and the 256 gig model is, I think, 459. And then there's also the smallest option, which I find is really too small of a storage, the 64 gig model, which is close to a Nintendo Switch price, which is like, I think, 399. I'll have to, yeah, I'll leave it in the screen if the prices I'm getting is not correct. But yeah, I find the price really reasonable for what you're getting, for the performance you're getting, for the like all the options you're gonna have. You're basically paying for a full-fledged handheld desktop. When you compare it to other handhelds like the GPD Win or the One X Player, those are like over £1,000, and this still performs better than most of them, but you're also paying much less. So yeah, price, I'm totally happy with it. Well, so I was a Q3 myself when it came to the waiting list getting the Steam Deck, but the good news is Valve just recently announced that they're gonna be amping up the Steam Decks that they're gonna make and send out to people. So if you are in the Q3, I mean like the remainder of Q3 or Q4, I'm happy to say that you're gonna get yours much sooner than anticipated. And yeah, so in the new update, they also said that anyone who reserved it this year, they should get their Steam Decks by towards the end of this year. Thank you for watching my video on the Steam Deck. I would really appreciate, please, if you could leave a like, subscribe and comment on how I could improve my future videos. I tend to make short films and reviews and commentaries on quite a variety of things, but those are the 3 main things I do. So if you are interested, then please, yeah, stick around, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.